and welcome back to Bettering Our Community. My name's Tiffany Dunyan, host, and today I have with us here in the studio Nicole Ferrante, here to talk with us about the Penguin Plunge. Nicole, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I understand you are very enthusiastic about the Penguin Plunge.
I am, yes, absolutely.
Can you tell us about yourself so we have an idea of why it's so important to you, and also what is the Penguin Plunge?
Sure. So the Penguin Plunge is a fundraiser. It's one of the largest fundraisers for Special Olympics New Hampshire. It's on its 18th year, and I have chosen to plunge into the ocean for this fundraiser for 8 of those 18 years. And we do it every year on Super Bowl Sunday, and the funds that we raise go to Special Olympics New Hampshire, and what's more dear to my heart is to our Special Olympics team here in Derry, New Hampshire, which is the Derry Timberwolves.
Sounds like a wonderful cause. So you've done this for 8 years.
I have. I know, it's a little crazy.
It must be very near and dear to your heart. I understand you also work in Parks and Rec, is that correct?
I do, yeah. I'm lucky enough to work for the Parks and Recreation Department, and about 11 years ago I was kind of introduced as a newbie to, just to these athletes that I'd never had an opportunity to work with before. And as soon as I met them, they really kind of started to pull at my heart, and my love for sports and athletics also kind of blended really well with working with people with intellectual disabilities.
That's wonderful. So can you tell us a little more about the types of special needs that you work with and that the Penguin Plunge benefits?
Sure. So the Special Olympics New Hampshire, it works with a wide range of people with intellectual disabilities. And we start as young as 3 years old in a young athletes program primarily. And you can be upwards of 60s, 70s, or 80s and still competing and participating. Special Olympics also works with something called Global Messengers, which is an opportunity for athletes to speak around the world, not just only in our state, but everywhere internationally. And it gives people the opportunity to learn more about the importance that these individuals bring to our communities. And it truly is a benefit. I say every single day that, I'm coaching them, but they're really coaching me. And there's so much that I've gained as an individual by being part of their lives and them letting me be part of their lives for the last 10 years.
I love that. I enjoy the special needs population myself. So when you say that you learn more from them, do you have a special story that comes to mind?
Wow, I would have to try to pull a few different ones. I want to say that I have one specific athlete that I can't name that does a lot of athletics with us, and one of his things that he does the most is track and field. And I've really been able to see this individual grow. And one of my favorite things was the day that we went to a basketball tournament, and he met with the president, the CEO, Mary Conroy, up in Special Olympics for our Salem regional tournament. And at that time, he basically went up to her, and he was a first-year athlete, and said, "Hi, my name is," and then said, "This is why I love Special Olympics, because this team has become my family." And in that moment, we knew, it was so much more than athletics for him. It was so much more than just team camaraderie. It was a family. And some of these athletes, especially the ones we work with, really need that. Primarily, we work with a lot of athletes that are 18 years or older. Some of them have aged out of their other previous programs, and this is where they go. This is their once or twice a week practice for 2 hours a week that gives them a chance to really feel important and feel valued.
So the Penguin Plunge definitely then goes to help providing not just an athletic outlet, but a family-like atmosphere and an outlet for this part of the community.
Absolutely. I will never underestimate the power of athletics ever again. We do things from bowling tournaments to basketball tournaments. We're about to prepare for our winter games where we do cross-country skiing and snowshoeing up at Waterville Valley. And in the summer we go and we travel to UNH and we do track and field and swimming. So there's so many things all season for these athletes to do, from golf to swim to we do equestrian as well. And those are so important for anybody to participate in. And honestly, I participated in sports when I was younger, but imagine being deprived of that. Imagine being deprived of having that team effort and team camaraderie that so many of us are used to having growing up. Special Olympics is your way of being able to be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Well, it sounds like it's definitely bettering the community, not just their community, but our community at large as well, providing outlets. You said you learn more from them than they learn from you, so it sounds like there's a lot of cross benefit.
And I'm completely willing to jump into the ocean if it means it gives our athletes a little bit of fundraising money to go back to the team so that more athletes can compete every single year, and more athletics and more programming.
Now, can you talk to us a little bit more about the Penguin Plunge, its proceeds, and how it goes to benefit all of what you just explained?
Yeah, so the Penguin Plunge is, again, one of the largest fundraisers that Special Olympics New Hampshire does. And that really brings in a lot of money to the state office. And we are lucky enough that if people choose to donate to, let's say, myself or somebody who's on our specific team, they can choose to donate 100% of their proceeds to us, which means that Special Olympics, after they do their fees for the places that they do and the emergency personnel, which are really important, will receive the rest of that money. So 100% of the monies go to Special Olympics after they pay for the cost of all of the activities that are there, which means that normally we get 50%. So for example, if we raise $10,000 as a team, $5,000 comes back to us, and the other $5,000 goes to the state of New Hampshire Special Olympics team, for all teams, to keep the prices of different events down. Because people don't realize that even though it's a nonprofit, you still need to be able to afford things. You still need to be able to pay for venues. You need to be able to pay for food. So it gives us the opportunity to do that.
Wow. So it sounds like 100% of the proceeds will go to benefit in some capacity or another the special needs population?
Yep, for New Hampshire specifically. So if you're donating to the Penguin Plunge, it's going to come back to the state of New Hampshire Special Olympics program.
Wow. Now, can you tell us about how many people, how many brave souls jump into the ocean?
Oh gosh, I don't want to miscount, but I know that there are a lot of them. I feel like we've easily seen $200,000 raised from Special Olympics year after year, at least 200,000. So if I didn't say that correctly the first time, it's 200,000 plus money that's brought in. But it's not just a one-day event for us adults. We actually have 2 days for Penguin Plunge. So there's actually a day on Saturday where our high school students can participate, which really benefits something we call Unified Special Olympics, which really is the opportunity for, let's say, a high school student to partner with somebody with an intellectual disability in a sports capacity. So individuals who are really involved in their high schools can get involved that way, and they can plunge on Saturday, while us crazy adults wait till the Sunday to jump in ourselves. So it's really a full weekend of activities.
Wow. So there's capacities and ways for all sorts of different people to plug in and help out.
Right, and I know that some people aren't really excited about jumping in the ocean, so there is this thing called a pampered penguin. So if you're not really ready to get your toes wet in those icy waters, you could also be a pampered penguin and raise the same funds and receive the same contributions and benefits to the Special Olympics New Hampshire.
I see, so kind of working behind the scenes.
Absolutely. You still get recognition in a way for being there and raising those funds. It's just a little different than those who jump in the ocean that day.
Sure. Well, are you looking for more people to be on your team to jump in the ocean?
Sure. If anyone is interested in jumping into the ocean with us, they are more than welcome to. We have a page on the First Giving website, which is also through Special Olympics New Hampshire if anyone wants to try to find it. And our team is called the Derry Timber Wolves because it's going to be a little burr and chilly out there. We are expecting to have a few athletes join our team, which we're really excited for this year. So we'll have a couple individuals that are going to jump in again. And this year's theme is Under the Sea, so we're really excited. I normally dress up like a penguin and then change my costume each year to fit the theme. And then our athletes and other coaches join in the same way. So if anybody is interested, they could also call us, and I'd be happy to provide that information as well so that the viewers can see that.
It sounds like quite an event. Now, I have to go back to when you talked about the dressing up, and I know you sent some pictures. I was going to ask you how the dressing up fits into the event. Do people show up at Hampton Beach all dressed up?
They do.
They do, so it's like Comic-Con for supporting special needs, sort of?
So I want to say we've had different themes each year. We've had pirates, we've had superheroes as well. And like I said, we've had USA, different things to support, the country. It's been really fun. And normally Special Olympics will ask what would people like to see as a theme each year, and that's what they kind of bring back again. But it's great. You get there. They also do a costume competition, so the athletes get a kick out of that. We all dress up. And depending on the weather, we might walk across the stage at the casino ballroom, which the athletes love, or they set up a stage right outside on the downtown Main Street to walk across as well for the costume parade. So
wow.
It's really a great event. I cannot speak highly enough about it because it's just wonderful to see so many people out there really trying to raise funds for such an important cause in our state and around the country.
Well, absolutely, and it sounds like a lot of fun too.
Lots and lots of fun. Like I said, it's really cold, but they're really nice to us. They give us a few warming tents to kind of warm up in before we run out and stand out there for a few minutes. And then we stand on the sandy beach, which is really more an icy beach at this time of year. And then we go in, and the service personnel that are there for helping us are wonderful too. All the safety personnel are there to really make sure that you're okay. So Special Olympics does a great job organizing the event with their volunteers and their office and administration staff. So I appreciate it, and I know that a lot of other people who participate do as well.
Wonderful. Well, for those out there, why should they join the Penguin Plunge, or why should they help out with this cause?
Oh my gosh, because it's so much fun and so much joy. Life is all about joy and bringing happiness to yourself and bringing it to others. And the only thing I can say is that why not spread joy wherever you can? There's so much sadness sometimes in the world, but this is an opportunity to bring happiness to so many people in such an easy, fun, and enjoyable way. So I hope people will take a moment to participate. And if they can't make it for Penguin Plunge, we also do other activities throughout the year. They can see us at Irving. We do sometimes Fueling Dreams. We're at TD Bank. We do Change Days. There's all sorts of wonderful ways to get involved. So if Penguin Plunge isn't for them, though I hope it is, definitely they should not hesitate to give us a call, and we'd be happy to point them in the right direction.
Wonderful. Can you share that contact information?
Sure. They can definitely email me if they prefer. I know email's sometimes easier. So it's going to be my name, and it's Nicole Ferrante at derrynh.org. Or they can give us a call. They can call my office, and it's 603-432-6136.
Wonderful. What about a web presence?
We do have a web presence a little bit on our town page, our derrynh.org website. And again, if they really want to look into that First Giving website as well, I can make sure that people, if they want to give us a call, I can point them right to that direction and let them know how to donate. They can also visit us over at the Recreation Office, which is 31 West Broadway in Derry, New Hampshire.
Great. Well, Nicole, anything else that you'd like to add?
No, thanks for having me, and I really hope to get you plunging with us soon too.
Thank you so very much. It was a delight to speak with you. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I certainly hope that you've enjoyed our guest, Nicole Ferrante, today, speaking with us about the Penguin Plunge. For Derry Community Television, my name's Tiffany Dunyan. Thank you so much for watching.